episode of Wake Up Sports Podcast here on YouTube and Twitch every Monday and Friday. You guys can check us out 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 Central Standard Time. We're a little late tonight, running a little late, has some things going on, but regular shows at 7 o'clock. Shout out to our sponsors. We have Jerky Pro. You guys can go use our code Wake Up Sports Podcast for a discount on any other one of their products. Also, go check out W Energy, where you guys can go get any of those. It's a good streaming thing that you can use whenever you want to. Very, very, very good product. Go check that out. You also get what is it? SeatGeek? Yeah, SeatGeek $20 off your first sign up off $20 off any ticket. So definitely go check that out too. So let's get into it. What we got going on tonight? Welcoming the guys. We got Pete Sports Sets with us, Dally.
Yeah.
Wonderful is running a little late tonight. He'll be here in a little bit. Definitely doing some family things. So definitely he'll be here in a little bit to talk about the esports. But let's get into it. A lot of things going on right now. We got preseason football. Olympics just ended. Baseball's going on right now. Just all kinds of stuff. So, let's get into it, Pete. What you got?
All right, for the wide world of sports, Steve Kerr has stepped down as the United States men's head coach and basically the front runners to become the new head coach for the United States basketball team for the men is Eric Spoelstra or Tyronn Lue. How do you guys feel about that?
I like Tyronn Lue.
I don't know.
I actually like Eric Spoelstra personally.
Yeah.
I actually like Eric Spoelstra a lot more because he's been around the team a lot more than what Tyronn Lue has.
Yeah, I think Steve Kerr has something. I think it has something to do with Steve Kerr not playing Jason Tatum at all.
I mean,
but did he really need him though? That's the thing. He didn't really need him.
But did you see what some of his teammates actually said to Tatum while he was warming up?
Yeah, he said, "Why are you stretching?"
Yeah, like literally, his own teammates were like, "Why are you stretching?"
They didn't need him. When you got LeBron James and you got Anthony Davis and you got Steph Curry on the what do you need? You don't need them.
Well. Also on top of that, the rumor is that he might not even come back for the U.S.
Oh well. We'll see in 4 years.
We'll see.
Things change.
All right. Former NFL player, actually offensive lineman, offensive tackle, Ghostin Charles has been arrested on a flight from Boston to Dublin, Ireland on a Delta flight. He was arrested for disorderly conduct, allegedly punching a man while urinating on another man.
Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go. I don't blame him. You gotta go.
And he was
Mother Nature called.
He was drafted in 2008 to the Detroit Lions, and he also played for the Indianapolis Colts and Boss's Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Was this
Maybe we can get him on a podcast?
Was this a Georgia player in college?
No,
he was not a Georgia player.
No.
He was not a Georgia player. The third story I got for you guys is basically a two-time PBR basically bull passed away at the age of 21 years old.
Oh wow.
And the bull's name was Bones. What?
Bones?
Bones. And yeah.
I wonder how big that. Never mind. I can't.
Whoa!
Pause.
Trojans just announced Miller Moss will be the starting quarterback for the Trojans. Just coming in from the Wake Up Sports Podcast.
That's crazy that you bring up a bull and then you talk about Trojans.
All right. The fourth.
What's next? Monster Energy drink? Go get your full of Taurin. Is that what we're gonna talk about next?
All right.
All right.
The fourth and final story I'm gonna have for you guys is that Goran Dragic is going to be having a farewell game with a lot of his former teammates, such as Luka, Chris Bosh, Chris Anderson, Shane Battier. A lot of his former players are actually going to come out of retirement and play this one game in Slovenia that they're going to have for him in about a couple days. And
who does he think he is? Kobe Bryant?
I mean, listen, in Slovenia, he's basically one of the basically one of the greats. So
he better.
That's fantastic. We're one of the greats down in Muskegon, Michigan. But we're not gonna have fucking
But a big name that will not be there because he already has committed to stuff with marketing with China is Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler will not be there.
Oh, damn.
But what do we want to work on next, boys? Because that's the.
Let's go
Oh
to
wait,
Dally. Dally said he's got a lot of cool shit, but finish up.
sorry, my bad. My Chicago Bears this past weekend
Oh, here we go.
destroyed the Cincinnati Bengals 27-3. And also, guys, the crazy thing is that our defense has not allowed a touchdown in the past 2 games straight.
It's preseason, brother. It's preseason.
It doesn't matter, brother.
Say that.
It's the finding out where you are on the roster games before the season. This doesn't matter.
But also, our best quarterback that game was actually Tyson Badgett going 7 for 8, 84 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also, this was a legacy game for Deontay Pettis. He had 3 catches for 53 yards and 2 TDs. Also, Caleb Williams struggled that game, 7 for 13, 75 yards. Also had his first career touchdown, as in a rushing touchdown from 7 yards, and also had a beautiful dot outside the pocket to Roma Dunze for 45 yards. Also, the Bears defense caused 3 turnovers with a strip sack and fumble and 2 interceptions in that game. So
I'm sorry, I fell asleep. Are you done?
Wow. Thanks.
Talking about the Bears in the preseason? Really?
Thanks. Come on, I got to talk
Hey,
about
look, we'll touch on that really quick before we go to Dallas. But like, I do think the Bears have a good team this year. It's looking good on paper. They're playing good in preseason, but it's preseason.
True.
They could totally go undefeated in the preseason and then come out in the regular season and just fucking look like dog shit.
Yeah.
So like it. I like what the Bears are going. I think they could win a lot of games this year, but we gotta wait and see. I need some more time. I need like week 6, week 5 before I can give my actual take on them. But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. All right, Dally.
What you got? Dally Cheeseburger Fridays. What do you got?
So I'm gonna start off with the Guardians. They got swept by the Milwaukee Brewers. Hey, I don't want to hear it. We swept your Cubs and your White Sox are in last place, Peter. I don't want to hear it. Friday, the Guardians.
You actually did not sweep us, brother. You did not sweep us.
We swept the Cubs.
Did you guys?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Having 2 teams is wicked. Wicked work, Peter.
I'm about to fact check this.
Yo, Samson in the live. What up, Samson?
Samson the casual. I'm just playing.
The most delusional Heat fan on TikTok. What up, brother?
Exactly.
So the Guardians lost 5-3. Couple players on the Guardians that stood out to me. Will Brennan went 3 for 4 with a run. Jose Ramirez 1 for 4 with a 2-run home run. And then David Fry went 1 for 4 with a solo homer. Saturday the Guardians lose 2-1. Josh Naylor went 1 for 4 with a solo home run. Lane Thomas went 1 for 2. Bo Naylor went 1 for 2. And our best pitcher right now is Tanner Beebe, starting pitcher. He had 7 strikeouts. So good for
Peter
Tanner.
done sneezed his way out of the live. Do you see that shit? That was hilarious.
I saw that. Then Sunday, Guardians lost 2-0. No really good stats for the Guardians because, 0 runs.
The Guardian.
Shut up. Starting tonight, boys, I have something new. I'm going to be talking about Ohio high school football. So I know I have a couple of football players in here that play for certain teams. Shout out to them. I'll be shouting them out when I announce their team, who they're playing this week. I only have a couple of teams. I'm not naming every Ohio school that's playing. But mainly key schools that
you're being biased, brother. You're being biased. You got to name them. You're being biased. That's favoritism. Sketch would not approve.
Sketch would not approve, brother.
So the first school I have, the 2 high schools that I have is in the area. I'm gonna have in the area games too. So CVCA play versus Streetsboro on Friday night under the lights for the week 1 game. That Streetsboro, if you guys didn't know, that's Michael Hall Jr. school. He's currently on the Browns. Zach, no, it does not. Um,
Yeah.
But Streetsboro has been a decent team the past couple of years. Not the best, but they've been decent. Um, I don't really. They don't. I could see them making it to the playoffs. Maybe go at least 2 rounds into the playoffs for Ohio. But other than
That's
that,
better than decent. That's pretty good.
That is pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah, it is definitely for their division. Their division's kind of like so. The way the divisions work for high school football, it goes D1, D2. Like D1, D2, D3. Thing goes all the way down to D6, I believe.
For us, like the top schools are 6A, 5A, 4A,
Yeah.
3A, 2A, 1A.
Yeah, it's all different. I know Pennsylvania's like that. But yeah, Ohio, we just go D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6. But the next game I have is Padua versus Alliance. Shout out to Nick Barker, Connor Williams, and Roderick Love. They play for Padua. Roderick Love has an offer to Ohio State. What was the other schools? I think it was
Go to
Toledo.
Georgia. Fuck Ohio State. Go to Georgia.
Toledo.
Go Purdue, but we suck.
Michigan
Look,
State.
if you want to go to a team where you're not going to worry about missing field goals and win national championships, there's only one place to go. There's only one. There's only one.
But yeah, Padua looks really good this season. Nick Barker looks really good. Roderick Love looks really good. He's a really good player. I think he has 3 straight. This will be his 3rd straight varsity letter, I believe. So shout out to him. Connor Williams is a really good corner. Him and Nick transferred from my school to Padua. Due to reasons I will not
Just
talk
blew us a
about.
kiss.
Who was?
Somebody blew us a kiss.
um,
I'll take that. I like that.
Thank you.
Next, I have Archbishop Spalding. They're a Maryland high school, and they are playing Hoban.
Oh,
Hoban, the top schools in Ohio. Hey guys, you know who plays quarterback for that team for Hoban? Josh Cribb's son plays quarterback for that team.
ooh. So
Yeah.
we got a dual threat quarterback. I like that.
Yep.
I love dual threat quarterbacks, in my opinion. Like dual threat quarterbacks are my favorite to watch.
Yes.
Maybe does he have any offer to Miami like Cribs did?
Not that I know of. I think he's a sophomore this year, and he's getting his first start on Friday.
Okay.
I mean, so
All right.
we'll see how it goes. I heard he's really good. He's been doing really good for camp and practices and scrimmages. He's been doing really well. Other than that, I'm trying to get more information about him, so I'm gonna do my information. Hopefully, bring you guys some information soon.
Careful, Dally. Careful. Don't be stalking high schoolers.
I'm not. It's just Ohio high school football is like it's a big
No,
time.
I know. Ohio Valley is fucking crazy. I get what you're saying.
Oh yeah, it's crazy when it comes to football. And then next, I have my fiance's high school, Crestwood versus Rootstown. Don't tell her I said this, but Crestwood is not that great of a football team. I don't know how they are this year. Supposedly, I've heard that they are pretty decent. I've told her.
This is recorded, right? All right, you're done. Sleeping on the couch tonight, buddy. No
Yeah, you're
socks.
sleeping on the couch.
Next, I have Avon versus St. Ignatius. Those two are really good football programs. They both have really good coaches. St. Ignatius. So St. Ignatius is rivals with St. Ed's, and St. Ed's is the #1 school in Ohio right now. And they've
Be
been
the diddler.
it's like the biggest rivalry in Ohio, one of the biggest rivalries in Ohio. But yeah, that's a really good game on Friday night. Pretty sure they'll have it on YouTube. They usually stream all Ohio high school football games on YouTube. So if you guys want to go watch a Ohio high school football game, go watch that game I suggest
Yeah,
watch.
we'll drop the link down in the after this podcast. So you guys can go check it out.
Yeah. And then we got Avon Lake for Strongsville. That's going to be a really good game. Avon Lake is a really defensive-minded team, in my opinion. And Strongsville is really they're on and off. They have on and off seasons. So one year they'll go 4-6. Next year, all of a sudden they win 8 games. They go 8-2. Strongsville, I don't think they're going to be that good this year, but we'll see what happens. Avon schools are usually really good at football. Next, I have Maslin Jackson versus Mentor. Mentor's a D1 high school. Really good D1 school. Then I have Stowe versus Medina. Medina had their offense has been stacked since what's that quarterback from Penn State's name?
Trace McSorley?
No, he wore number 4.
Atler?
Who?
Atler?
Yeah, Drew Atler. He went to my
Atler.
school. They've been making good runs in the playoffs lately in the past couple of years. I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a good run this year in Division I football. Stowe's always had a good football team. I don't think they have what it takes to beat Medina, though. So I think Medina comes out winning at least by 3 touchdowns that game.
Damn.
And then I have Holy Name versus Lakeview. Shout out Holy Name. My cousin plays basketball there. He's gonna be
Holy Name?
he's gonna be playing varsity this year. So shout out to Connor. I think Holy Name wins this game. Lakeview, I don't know much about them. If I don't know much, that means they're
I mean, you're casual, brother.
Next, I have Glenville versus Upper Arlington. Now, Glenville, they have they've won 2 straight state titles in D4, D3, and that was their first ever state title. So, I mean, it's crazy how Ted Ginn Sr. coaches that team.
Ooh. There's a lot of talent
Again?
in Ohio that I'm hearing from you right now.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he's really carried that program to be the best they could be. They've had really good players. One of my friends used to play there. His name was Jovan Goodson. He used to play there. He was a really good running back. If you haven't seen the video, go look up Open Up George, and he runs the dude straight over. And it was some type of hitting drill. I don't remember what it was, but he runs the dude straight over. It's hilarious. Next we have St. Ed's versus Pickerington North. St. Ed's is one of the top high schools in Ohio and in the nation. They're in top 25. I think they're at 12 this year. I can see Ed's making another state title run. Probably win another state title. Which is crazy to say because they get all this talent. And all that. Their O-line is always good. Speaking of which, their O-line last year, you know what college they committed to?
The Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
Rachel Daly was talking shit about your high school.
Right here. I was telling you about Roostown.
It's okay. He could
He
talk
said,
to Big Ben's from my high school, right?
No, it's Jack Lambert.
Jack Lambert.
"Damn, she knows more about football than you do. That's crazy."
Damn.
It's next. I have Willoughby South for Shaker Heights. Shaker Heights has that number 1 safety in the country, and Trey McNutt. He committed to Oregon the past 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, he committed to Oregon. Shout out to Trey McNutt. I think Shaker Heights can make a good run this year. They could really be a threat. I mean, I don't see them I see them making third round maybe this year with Trey McNutt carrying that defense. I think he plays a little bit of running back too, so it'd be interesting to see how he does this year. Next, I have another area high school, two area high schools playing each other. I have Ravenna versus Theodore Roosevelt. Ravenna is never good. I could say that myself. They last year, I believe they went 0-10, which is really bad. Theodore Roosevelt, they're
Sounds
iffy.
like the Bears.
Theodore Roosevelt is an iffy high school. Good. McNutt will flip to Florida. I don't know about that. What I've heard from his cousin, because I work with his cousin, they said they paid him a good amount of money. And then we have Aurora versus Twinsburg. Aurora is always a decent school. Twinsburg, they're also a decent school. I have Twinsburg coming out on top. Usually Aurora. I mean, I think Twinsburg just has their offense is usually pretty good every year. I won't be surprised if Twinsburg wins this by at least 2 touchdowns. And then we have my high school, Canton South versus Benedictine. This is first game of the season for us. My unbiased pick, I have us going 7-3. My biased pick, 10-0, but I don't think we're going 10-0. 7-3 is my best bet. My ceiling for them is 8-2. My floor is 6-4. It all depends on the quarterback this year. Last year, I wasn't really impressed with quarterback play, but I think what I've been seeing in scrimmages and stuff like that, he's really improved. So I think it'd be good to see what's going on with him. The running backs are crazy good. We have what's his name? We have Chris, and then we have, I call him Big Six. He's huge. He plays linebacker, running back. He does wrestling. I think he made it to state semifinals last year in wrestling. So shout out to them. I know they're gonna do good this season. Next I have St. John's versus Trinity. My cousin plays center for Trinity. Shout out Parker. Trinity looks pretty good this year. They've improved so much since last year. They picked up a running back that they severely needed. O-line looks pretty good. Defense they look shaky at times, but other than that, their DBs look good. Linebackers look good. So shout out to Trinity. I will be at that game on Saturday, St. John's versus Trinity. So we'll see how that outcome is. Teams I'm really keeping an eye on this year are Padua, Benny, Eds, and Trinity. A little bit of holy name every now and then because my cousin goes there, so he'll keep me updated on those games. But yeah, other than that, out of Ohio high school football, Jalen Warren is out 2 to 4 weeks with a hamstring injury.
Oh no!
It's really not good. It's
Hey,
really
shout
not.
out
I mean,
to Pittsburgh,
her
man.
big stat is,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, I really hope they go with Justin Fields this year. Russell Wilson didn't look
Really?
promising. I understand that was his first.
Let me ask you,
Don't do
Dally,
this to me.
with the way Chicago is playing. We talked to
Hello?
Peter a little bit
Hello?
about it. We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. I was making sure you guys heard me.
Yeah. So let me ask you, with the way Pittsburgh's playing right now, with that Arthur Smith offense only putting up 3 points in the last game, where do you think Pittsburgh's going to actually land up? Because right now, your quarterback plays dog shit. Peter doesn't have to watch Justin Fields anymore, do all his bullshit. Now you get to enjoy it. Russell Wilson took what, 3 sacks in You guys only put up 3 points against the Buffalo Bills, which is another team that looks disastrous right now, even though it
Yeah.
is preseason.
And
You
And
still
I
think
also
you're winning 10, 11 games?
all I gotta say is if we start Russell Wilson needs to learn to get out of that damn pocket. And bro, Derek Jones, I don't know why the hell we had him at right tackle. I have no idea. He's a true left tackle. He should have.
you mean Broderick?
Yeah, bro, Derek Broderick, however you say his name. Sorry, English, please, Peter.
Sorry.
But if we play like we did, what was it, Saturday? I see us not making the playoffs. Our defense could only carry us for so long. I mean, if we start getting injuries on defense, this whole team's gonna end up getting a top 5 draft pick. It's pathetic.
Maybe you guys will end up with Shador Sanders.
Maybe, but I mean, I'd rather, I don't know. I'd rather save for a quarterback that, I mean, what free agents are next year? Isn't there pretty good quarterbacks that are free agents next year that I saw?
All I can say to right now about Pittsburgh is Mason Rudolph didn't look so bad now, did he?
I even said I said I thought we should have kept Mason Rudolph. I thought we were going to resign him, but at the end of
Everybody wants a big name.
Where did he sign?
He went to Tennessee.
Wow.
yeah,
Oh
and
yeah, because he got yeah.
he played a decent game over the weekend for Tennessee. I'm impressed. If we don't figure shit out in the next week before we play Atlanta, we're gonna go down to Atlanta and literally get our heads stomped in. So Tua looks like best
Who
quarterback.
looks like the best quarterback in the NFL this year?
Oh.
What are you smoking, bro? Pat
What?
Mahomes. There's no conversation.
Exactly. Listen, guys. There's at least is it just me or I don't think Tua is a top 10 quarterback.
If you base it off of last year in statistics, if you're going just off the statistics and not the eye test, yeah, he's top 5 because he was top 5 passing. He was number 1 in passing yards, completion percentage. He was up there.
I
Air
get
yards, he was up there. There was a lot of things that statistically he was great at. But we all know you take Tyreek Hill away,
he falls
there's
apart.
issues.
He looks. I'm not gonna say. Never
You
mind.
you can't say the same about Pat Mahomes because when he took Tyreek Hill away, he won 2 Super Bowls. So
Right.
Exactly.
Because
and Tyreek Hill's supposed to be the number 1 receiver. Don't say what.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's literally because
proven.
of Tyreek.
It's
It's
proven.
literally because Tyreek and Waddle.
Right. Patrick Mahomes is a once in a lifetime quarterback that basically not once in a lifetime, but once every 20 years that we'll see a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Joe Montana.
Patrick Mahomes to me is a smarter Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
That's what I was exactly.
He's
You
more
took the words right out of my mouth.
right. He's more mobile on his feet. I mean, obviously because Aaron Rodgers is old, but if you compare them to when Aaron Rodgers was young to Patrick Mahomes right now, I don't think Aaron Rodgers was as mobile.
Well,
as
you got to remember, Aaron Rodgers didn't really get a start until he was 26 years old.
Literally.
So
yeah, he was behind who? Brett Favre.
Yes.
Brett Favre was it?
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, Tua, if he could get his shit together, I wouldn't be surprised to the top 10, top 5. But honestly,
there's too many.
I don't
There's
see
too many
him having
quarterbacks
that
that are
good
way
of a
better than
season
him
this
in
year.
the top 5. There's way too many quarterbacks in the top 5 that are better than him. You can't take him over Lamar. You can't take him over Joe Burrow, even if Joe Burrow's injured. Joe Burrow, when he's on the field, is a legit better quarterback. Pat Mahomes is a better quarterback. Dak Prescott is a better fucking quarterback. I don't care what nobody has to say. Dak Prescott's a better quarterback.
What
Brock
about
Purdy right
Rodgers?
now is playing like one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the league, but he's not a top 10 quarterback. But I'm not taking Tua over Brock Purdy. Sorry, Brock Purdy fits that system perfectly. I'm not smoking him out. There's a lot of quarterbacks that have been in. Fucking Kirk Cousins last year, damn near was MVP conversations. Justin Herbert, like there's a whole bunch of quarterbacks that I'd take over to. Sorry,
Exactly.
call me biased, call me casual, whatever, but you're not like you passed up on fucking Justin Herbert. You could have had that opportunity, and you can't say like, oh, Tua's this great quarterback, blah 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 blah. When Miami already tried to trade him away 3 times. When Derek Carr became available for free agency, they wanted him. You couldn't get him. When Tom Brady was available, they lost a draft pick over it because they tried to go after him, and they did the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. So you can't sit here and tell me that Miami's set on Tua when their track history says they're not. So I can't. I can't.
That's just crazy. I think Dally is having some technical difficulties, but Dally, can you hear us?
Yeah, Tua's last year was great. He made a great momentum, but like I got to see more. And you also got to put it into context. Like the New England Patriots won more games against teams over 500 than the Miami Dolphins did, and the Dolphins haven't won a playoff game. Tua hasn't won a playoff game.
Oh, Samson, you're saying old coach, bro? Are you like
McDaniels is the best thing that's ever happened to Miami.
literally exactly?
I'm back.
All right, bets.
So
But like I was saying, so would you guys, if you had to pick between him, Tua Tagovailoa, and Jalen Hurts, who would you take?
that's close. That's close. Oh, the man, the myth, the legend's here.
Hey,
I made it.
let's go. He's back.
So we're just so this is wonderful, guys. He is our esports guy. He definitely gets into all the Call of Duty tournaments and everything that's going on in esports world. So we're discussing Tua Tagovailoa because it was brought up, down in the chat. We also were talking about top 10 quarterbacks. We also were discussing the Pittsburgh Steelers, Chicago Bears, a lot of things going on. How the Bears destroyed the Bills 33-6. We were discussing a little bit of those, but it is preseason. But like we can't just sit here and act like Tua is a top 5 quarterback just because off of 1 year. And if you're gonna sit there and say that he's a top 5 quarterback, then you're gonna look casual like everybody did when they said Geno Smith was a top 5 quarterback last year. Geno Smith fell the fuck off. You can't do that. When you base players off 1 year, just like these rookies, like everybody's like, oh, Jordan Love, fucking CJ Stroud. I get their talent and what they did. We got blessed with that. That doesn't happen very often. We saw it with Derek Carr when he first came in the league. His first 3 seasons, he was up there with some of the legends. They said that he was going to surpass. Now look at Derek Carr. Now he's fucking dog shit. So you've got to be careful when you make your adjustments and your selections on quarterbacks because it takes more than just statistics, numbers, analytics. There's a lot more that goes into the eye test. You got to look at the way they swing their hips when they throw the ball, the way they step forward, the way the elbow drops, the shoulder movement. There's a lot of things that go into quarterback play than just like winning ball games. So you got to be careful when you're ranking your quarterbacks.
Doesn't Tua throw left-handed?
Yeah, he throws just like Tim Tebow. They have the same exact throwing motion.
For sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot what I was gonna say, guys. I'm sorry. I had it on the tip of my tongue, and it just.
Whoa! I hate when that happens.
Pause. Sorry.
All right, so let's move forward. What else we got going on in the wide world of sports and in the UFC, boxing, esports? What else we got going on?
All right. First, I'm just gonna finish up. So we can get to wonderful. Oh my gosh, guys! My predictions this past weekend were terrible. I went 2-5. 2-5.
That's definitely something you want to tell everybody watching the podcast. Don't listen to our predictions.
Carbola lost to Ricardo Ramos by split decision. Here's one of my correct ones. Vulture Walker submits Junior Tafa by verbal submit. Which personally it was a very questionable call. But I mean, you can tell if he lasted about another 20 seconds, the ligaments would have got snapped. Uh, Carlos Perez knocks out uh, uh, Lee Li Jiang for the first time in his career. He gets knocked out in the third round. Tuivasa lost to Rosenstrike by unanimous decision. Dan Hooker won in the second round by rear naked choke against Gamrot. Kai Kara France knocked out Steve Erceg in the first round, and in the main event, and still middleweight champion Dricus Du Plessis submits Israel Adesanya in the second round. And let me just say, I think it's time for Israel Adesanya either to move up or have one or two more fights and possibly retire. And the final thing I have is Israel Adesanya squashes the beef with Dricus Du Plessis after the fight. And that's what I got for MMA/boxing. So let's get into
wonderful. What you got for us?
Esports, guys.
Hold on. All right. Well,
I noticed the other day. Wonderful. There's some news going on with FaZe. Somebody received a letter. Is there any confirmation on any of that? Somebody got removed from FaZe?
I hadn't heard anything just yet. The only after winning they won the whole thing for the COD Esports World Cup. In my opinion, if they're gonna remove somebody, it's still the talk. It's Celium that's gonna get moved, even though he just won MVP. So there's a lot that's going on with that. We're not quite sure who's gonna be leaving, or they're just gonna keep the team. I think at this point, Celium showed what he can do. Celium is still a very valuable player on that team. I don't think they're gonna move anybody from that roster. I think the only way someone's going to get removed is if they want to be removed, if they don't want to play for FaZe anymore. But if someone got a letter, I hadn't heard anything moving just yet, but the talk is
I
that
saw it on TikTok. I saw it on
okay.
TikTok. They were doing a live interview of him. I don't remember his name, but he said that he received a letter that they were going to talk to him. I don't know the guy's name. I wish I remembered, but
Was he?
they had planned on cutting him. It was a skinny black haired guy.
Was it big poofy hair?
No, he's clean cut.
Clean cut.
I'll find out. I'll share the
I was
video
gonna
to you
say,
later.
I did not see that because I mean, like I said, the only person that was actually that I know that was being talked about being removed was Celium, just because of how Champs was going. With Champs, Celium wasn't. They didn't like the way that Celium was playing. He didn't play like himself. But man, I will say during the Esports World Cup, Celium deserved that MVP. He really did carry out that whole team during the series. So congrats to FaZe on winning the whole thing. My prediction was very close, but 100 Thieves did not pull it off of beating FaZe in the grand finals. I was so heartbroken to see that because I called it from our hot take. If you guys remember, I said 100 Thieves was going to win it, and they got to the grand finals. So
I do remember that.
I was pretty upset that they didn't win it, but round of applause for Thieves. Definitely got to give more respect to Ghosty, but a person that's going to get a ton of respect is definitely Joe Deceives. Joe Deceives carried that whole grand finals. He was just on point every single time. He was on target every single time. He had a very good chance of winning MVP. I think he's up there for the MVP conversation, but they just didn't win it. It was I believe the score was 4-2. So they tried hanging in there, but it was just a tough team. But Thieves fought very hard. They should be proud of themselves. Optic got eliminated by FaZe. They were
Which
the
is
first
crazy.
game in that mark. It is very crazy. So
Optic was picked to win the whole thing, wasn't it?
they were. So this is a big talk that's been going around, starting to go around. If you really look at their roster, they have the best roster of players on that team. Like there's really no reason for them to be losing. So what everyone's starting to say about them is that they can get all these all-star players, but at the where it matters the most, they can't win as a team. Something falls apart. Um and it's been like this with FaZe and Optic. FaZe and Optic have always been that rival. FaZe always can be able to beat Optic. It's nothing really new, but the FaZe and Optic game actually was pretty crazy. So the first hard point was the first game, and absolutely Optic was a sure thing they were going to win. It was like 119-7 in the start, like just straight out of nowhere. They just were not stopping. I believe Dashy on Optic was like almost 30-10.
Yes, you are correct.
He was going off, but all of a sudden there was a lag going on, and Draza from FaZe lagged out of the game, so they had to do a complete reset.
No.
Yeah, they had to do a complete reset. Pred on Optic was not happy about it because they were talking about they were trying to just restart it from where they left off because it was such a big lead. I mean,
Exactly.
115 or 119-7. You can't just
Reset.
disrespect that. So the ref came in, they reset the whole match. But you know what? It did not matter. Optic still came in with they just threw it all on the table. They won with 250-92.
Good God.
Dashy once again was like 29-12. Pred was like 25-12 also. Kenny was doing everything he could also, and Shotzi was just doing what
Yeah.
Shotzi does, the crazy movement, getting three pieces. I mean, everybody on that team was positive throughout the whole game. After that, it started going really, really bad. We started going to search and destroy with FaZe on high rise. FaZe is very good on high rise. Optic is not. A lot of people were like, "Why did they choose that map?" FaZe won that 6-1. Control on Invasion. Atlanta FaZe again showed dominance on that map, and they won that one 3-1. And then it got to hardpoint on sub base, and Atlanta FaZe won that 250-128. So they got knocked out, and then we had 100 Thieves going against used to be Seattle Surge, but now they are called the Vancouver Surge. Did not know that they even did the name change. Also, kind of going back to Optic, if you go back and look, they already changed all the names. Is now Vancouver Surge, and it's Optic Gaming. It's no longer Optic Texas.
Boo.
They changed their whole logo. So, but back to the 100 Thieves versus Surge. 100 Thieves played great. Hardpoint on 6-star, 250-184. Went to search and destroy on high rise. It was 100, or not 100, or my bad, 100 Thieves wins that 6-3, and then we went to control on Karachi. 100 Thieves wins 3-2. It was a 3-0 sweep, no problem. And that's when we got into the grand finals with Atlanta FaZe and 100 Thieves, with FaZe winning 4-2. Hardpoint on sub base, Atlanta FaZe we did win, but Thieves held their own in it. A lot of people said that they were doing really bad, but they really weren't. They held their ground. It was 250-202. So it really wasn't that bad of a beating at all. A lot of people thought that it was going to be much more of a deficit, but 202, 250 against Atlanta FaZe on one of their best maps for hardpoint. You can't knock 100 Thieves for that. Search and Destroy and Invasion, 100 Thieves wins that 6-5. Cremp and Nasty were just really, really good on that map, and so was Joe Deceives. Then we went to Hardpoint on Karachi, which is Boss and I's best map. No one can beat us on it.
Yep, we're untouchable.
Yep.
Next time we play,
demolished you, Peter. We demolished you, Peter. I got the
next
final.
time we
final
play, you guys
unaliving.
are going down. Next
Okay.
time we play, you guys are going down.
You talk a bunch of ish, but we owned you.
I heard that talk last time, and what happened?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Next time we play, you're going down, baby.
All right. Hardpoint on Karachi. Atlanta FaZe wins 250 to 109. Again, that was a huge Celium map. Celium was just going off. I believe Celium was, oh gosh, I think he was almost dropped a 40. He was like 40 and 10.
Damn.
He was just doing everything. This whole series with him, he was doing literally everything. So was Draza. Nobody likes Draza though, so we're not even gonna talk about Draza. The guys, I can't stand Draza.
Me
But
neither. Can't stand him
he's
with
the
burning
only
passion.
FaZe member I cannot stand on that whole team. Everyone else, I'm cool with, but Draza, yeah, just throw him off to the side. But we get to Search and Destroy on Rio. Atlanta FaZe wins that 6-1. Then we got Control on Invasion. Atlanta FaZe wins that 3-2. That was a very good match. Thieves tried everything they could to come back, and it just wasn't enough. They did everything they could. It was down to the last second too of that Control for Thieves to win it, but Abizi ended up getting a great 2-piece to knock him out, to knock Thieves out of the race for it. So it just ended right there. I tried my best. I don't know why though. I wanted to get into FIFA, but I cannot get any FIFA results anywhere. They won't pop up anywhere. It's weird to me. I can't find who got first place, who got second place. They just talk about the schedule. That's all they talk about. Um, I'm not really sure why it's like that, but I'll try my best to find something on it. But let's go to the Rice Owls sports updates real quick. Rice Owls
Here we
girls
go.
soccer team defeat Navy for the first time. First time they play. They are 2-0 on the season now. 2-0 on the season. EJ Warner is getting the starting job of the QB. And our number one receiver has been named, and it's gonna be Rawson McNeil. Big, tall wide receiver. He's like 6'6", or he's at least 6'6". He's not the fastest by that much, but it's his height that really gives him that big advantage.
He'd be a good end zone threat, if I'm being honest.
He's always been that red zone threat, but also McNeil is also not McNeil, my bad. Our tight end. Watch out for Groen. He's another big body tight end, kind of similar to what Brock Bowers was. Same height, kind of the same build too. Just didn't have like that quarterback that could really pass the ball more.
Okay. Hold on a second. I just heard that comparison. I had to step away for a second. Brock
I
Bowers?
I'm
In the words of FN Ryan, the Cowboy fans. What?
Hold on.
What?
When I say that, I'm not saying talent wise. Not saying it by talent wise, but like the height and like the physical build of Groen is the same that you would get out of Brock Bowers. We don't know what Groen's gonna do. I'm not saying he has the same capabilities as Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is just a completely different breed of tight end. So I just want let's make that clear. I'm not comparing Groen to Brock Bowers. I'm saying the physicalness, the height, the speed. Groen is exactly like physical wise of what Brock Bowers is.
Okay.
So, but I wish I had more, you guys. But I was running late. I had a lot going on today. We can talk about how possibly a Lore Gaming member might be getting assault charges put on him for throwing his key
Oh,
during his loss to 100 Thieves and hitting a referee in Saudi Arabia by accident. It was all, when you're angry, you traveled that far to go there.
don't act like a fool.
Exactly. You still can't do it. I understand, you got there, your teammates let you down, but you can't throw that key. You gotta show respect for Saudi Arabia, because if it wasn't for Saudi Arabia, we wouldn't have the Esports World Cup.
Exactly.
And it is going to be carried on for the next couple years. They will host it again. So that was confirmed also. They are going to be keeping the Esports World Cup in Saudi Arabia.
That's awesome. I like that. I like
So
that a lot.
we don't have full news yet if he's going to if the charges are going to get dropped or not. But as of right now, he did get in trouble, and we're waiting for the results if he's going to get some time or he's going to have to pay a big fine. He already has to pay $50,000.
Woo! That's
So,
crazy.
yeah. So we'll see how that goes. And it looks like at the end of the day, it looks like Clayster is done. It looks like he's just going to go into commentating, which I think is the best thing for him.
Exactly.
Great career, very underrated career that he had. Not a lot of people put him in a top 5, top 10 list, but you got to put him in there. So congrats to Clayster for being a commentator for the Esports World Cup, because I didn't think that they would bring him out there. I didn't think he would go to Saudi Arabia for that. So great job for Clayster, and a great career he had with Optic. This man played for a lot of teams.
He
played
did.
for a lot of teams. He's won a championship with Optic. He won a championship with Denial. A lot of people don't even remember Denial, but he was the one that led the team for Denial.
Isn't that a river in Africa?
Isn't that that's the Nile?
You're thinking of the Nile River.
But that's really all I have for kind of running late on things. But I was able to get the schedule of the grand finals and put it down, and get that little Bryce Owls soccer update. They are 2-0
Hey,
on the
congratulations to them
season.
in beating Navy. That's awesome.
Yes.
Exactly. So, guys, this draft that we're going to be doing tonight is your top 5 most exciting excited games that you will I'm excited to see this season.
Oh, okay.
What?
Okay.
It's
Most
based,
exciting games you're going to see this season.
I can't hear no one.
back out. Sorry, guys.
I was a little confused on when you asked that question of how that draft was going to be. I was like, hold on a second. Is he saying all time, like our favorite time?
No,
But
no.
I got it now.
This
Okay.
season. And guys, the order is same as always. It's Boss, Dally, Wonderful, me.
How do
And
I always
Boss.
get the first pick?
Because you always do.
That's weird.
One of my picks
All right,
is
so
getting excited to see Rice Owls to put up that natty trophy over their head.
so biased. You're so
Oh
biased.
my god. Can you hear us now?
Yep.
All right. So my first pick is going to be in Tampa. Eagles are coming back down. All this bullshit about Philadelphia this, Philadelphia that. We're actually going to call them out and see what they're really about. I'm ready for the Bucks Eagles game. That's going to be number one on my list.
This is college, not NFL.
You didn't specify. You just said games.
Oh, my bad. If you actually look at the doc, it is college football games.
College. All right. So game week 1. I'm ready for week 1. Clemson, Georgia. I'm ready to see this.
Okay.
I'm ready to see what Georgia's going to put on the field.
Okay. Dally, you're next.
I'm gonna go with a homer pick here. Give me Ohio State versus Oregon.
Okay.
That is going to be a W game.
Wonderful.
I'm going to be with Daly on this one. It's going to be a homer. But the only reason why I'm picking Rice versus Houston is because this is the last time that we're going to see this rivalry game. I think it's going to be I think they're going to go at it. I think it's going to be back-to-back touchdowns. I don't think they're going to hold back at all. I mean, this was a rivalry game for a long time. So they're going to do everything they can to keep it interesting and to end the rivalry. And I think Rice Owls
It's
will
going to be a
win
good
it.
game.
All right. With my back-to-back picks, they're actually both homer picks, but I'm going with Purdue versus Notre Dame because I can't because there are a couple kids that are starting that are from my area that's going to be in that game. Also, the second game I can't wait for it, and it's a Friday night game under the lights. Give me Purdue versus Oregon.
Okay.
That game's going to be insane to watch. Wonderful backup to you.
I don't know who they're playing first, but my number 2 is I'm actually excited to see what SMU is going to do in the ACC.
Okay.
I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. I think if Preston Stone can stay healthy, when Preston Stone was healthy, he looked great. I believe he was getting close of looking like an MVP or not MVP. I thought he was going to be considered a Heisman. I don't know if that was true, but it looked like he was putting those kind of stats when he was playing before his injury. So I'm going to put SMU. I think they're going to do actually pretty
SMU
well.
against two. SMU against two.
I don't know who they play first. I was just saying SMU.
Hold on, I'll tell you that right now. Who they're playing first?
I was just saying SMU. Just being in the ACC, I think they're going to surprise people.
Their first game is against Nevada, and then it's Houston Christian, BYU, TCU, Florida State, Louisville, Stanford, Duke, Pitt, Boston College, Virginia, and Cal.
I think SMU versus BYU could be interesting.
Yes.
I think that could be a fun game to watch.
Exactly. Dally, back up to you.
Give me Pitt versus West Virginia, the backyard brawl.
Ooh, good one. Boss, back-to-back picks.
Well, I'm going to go Michigan, Ohio State. Michigan has beaten Ohio State 3 of the last 3 years. Let's go. Hey, listen, it's going to be a good game. You got Caleb Downs now from Alabama went to Ohio State. Ohio State's probably got one of the best rosters in college football. Will they get the job done? I mean, Oregon looks like a tough game for them, but Michigan, Ohio State is one of the biggest rivalries in college football. I'm taking that one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go Florida State.
Ooh.
I like that game. That could determine if Florida State goes to the playoffs. That really could. Florida State's got a tough schedule this year.
Okay, Dally, back down to you.
Did someone already take Georgia and Alabama?
Nope.
No.
I'll save that for my last pick.
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
I'll take that one.
Okay. Wonderful.
kind of another homer. I mean, my family likes Michigan State, so I'm gonna go with Michigan State versus Penn State.
Cool. Okay. For me, who should I take here? Oh, give me Penn State's whiteout game. Who's their whiteout game against this year? Isn't it Washington?
Ohio State. No,
yeah.
it's Ohio State.
You know what? Give me Penn State versus Ohio State.
Yeah, good fucking game.
And then with my fourth selection, ooh, that's gonna be a fire game. Give me Penn State versus USC.
I like that.
Wonderful. Back up to you.
You know what? I'm gonna say Utah versus Colorado.
Okay.
Dally?
I'm gonna go with that team up north versus Texas.
Michigan versus Texas?
Yep.
Okay. Boss? Back to back.
Alabama, Auburn. Alabama, Auburn.
Iron
This will
Bowl.
be a great game.
The Iron Bowl.
Auburn was so
six.
close last year. Auburn was so close last year to beating Alabama for the upset. I think it's going to be even closer this year. I think we might see a field goal or a last-second turnover that determines the game.
Woof. Okay. Dally, back down to
Hey,
you.
shout out RDT and the kick six.
Hey, wait a second. I get two.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get two?
Sorry, my bad.
Man, there's a lot of good games. Let me go a traditional game. Give me Army Navy. I'm ready to see that game. That's always a great game to sit and watch with the family. I like
Always.
Army Navy. A historic rivalry. Give me Army Navy.
Okay. Dally, back down to you.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to go with
Casual take, brother.
I already had mine locked in.
I'm gonna have to go with Oregon Penn State.
Okay. Wonderful.
I am gonna go with.
He's deciding between two teams, I can tell. Or two games.
You know, I do like watching them play. I'm gonna say Tulane versus Auburn.
Ooh.
Little undercover pick.
And then for my last selection, give me week 2, Colorado versus Nebraska. That's going to be a fire game. Watching Shadur versus the quarterback from Nebraska. That's going to be a fire game.
The wannabe Patrick Mahomes.
Whoa.
Are we doing honorable mentions like that?
I was going
Go
to throw
for
it up to Boss first to finish off honorable mentions.
Let's go Michigan, Texas. I think that's going to be a very underappreciated game.
Dally actually already took that one.
That's fine. It's still an honorable mention.
Yeah,
you can
true.
have it.
True. Dally, honorable mention.
I'm gonna go with Michigan and Penn State.
Okay. Wonderful.
I'm gonna be a homer. I'm gonna go with a homer. It's gonna be Rice versus. It's gonna be Rice versus South Florida. That's always been a fun game to watch.
Okay.
South Florida looks dangerous this year. I like that pick.
My honorable mention goes to. Mine is going to be Central Michigan Chippewas versus the Northern Illinois Huskies, because their games always come down to last second field goals or like last second turnovers to win that game. And their game is always like close, always.
Hey,
give me-
speaking of Central Michigan, plus or minus of how many announcers get fired this year for pronouncing Noah's name?
Oh,
I'm gonna say 3.
you're saying 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's
Yeah,
okay.
I say about 3 or 4.
Shout out to Noah, by the way. If you don't know what we're talking about, just look up college football player Noah, Central
Yes.
Michigan.
Yes.
We're not gonna say the name, but
Wait.
good luck to anybody that's to announce it.
You want to know what's funny? I think my cousin might know him.
Yeah, I messaged you to see if we can get him on the podcast.
Oh, listen, I'm actually supposed to be getting on a call with I'm actually gonna text him probably after this and see how he's doing, and then I'm gonna see if he knows him. So it kind of flew past my mind because it's been busy. But guys, let's get into our final hot takes of the show, and basically what we always do. Who wants to go with hot takes first?
Let's let Mr. Dally go first.
All right.
Oh,
He's at the
shit.
bottom of the screen. Let's let him go first.
Exactly.
My hot take is I think I'm going to go with 4 teams in the college football playoffs that I think it'll be the final 4. I'm going to go with obviously Ohio State. I'm going to go Oregon, Georgia, and I'm going to go. This is going to sound bad, but I'm going to go with Texas.
Ooh. Ooh.
We'll be playing Oregon, and Georgia will play Texas.
Okay.
I like that matchup. It's a W for me.
Exactly. Wonderful.
I got one. I got a few. We're gonna start off. I'm gonna say I think Brandon Aubrey,
Connection right
Cowboys kicker, is going to break Justin Tucker's field goal record for distance.
now. Ooh.
I think he's gonna break the distant kick. I think he kicks it. I think he's gonna get a 60. You know what? I'm gonna say he's gonna kick a 70-yard field goal and make it. That man's have a powerful leg. Another one. This is we're going to go to Call of Duty real quick. I think Toronto Ultra is going to snag Ghosty.
Ooh.
And then I think Josh Allen asked for a trade after this season.
Damn.
Josh Allen, come to Pittsburgh and save us.
That's wicked.
Oh, my bad. I forgot. Going back to the last podcast of my hot take. The Panthers have a better season than the Chargers.
Oh my god. What are you doing, bro?
It's possible.
That's as bad as Zach saying Baker Mayfield's going to win MVP.
Exactly, brother. But okay, for my 2 selections, I'm saying this right now. My own Purdue team will become the team in last place in the Big Ten, and their head coach will be fired. Second, in the MAC, Central Michigan will win the MAC. They will win their conference.
Okay, I like that.
Boss?
Over Toledo?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Hot take. We will not have a Power 5 school win the national title this year.
Who do you think it might be?
No Big Ten. No Big Ten, no ACC, no Big 12, no SEC. I'm gonna take. Give me Appalachian State
What?
to win the national championship.
That's crazy. That's a crazy one.
Bro's playing college football in real life.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie to you right now. I'm actually playing with Pokemon cards. I found my
Listen,
classic deck, so I'm going through them.
listen. Shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to Jerky Pro. If you guys want some fire jerky, use our promo code Wake Up Sports Podcast. Shout out to SeatGeek. If you guys have never used SeatGeek, use our code and get $20 off your first ever purchase on SeatGeek. And third and final, give me some Dubby energy. If you guys do not want to crash, if you guys want to just straight up focus and game, or just have a nice pick me up, go get yourself some Dubby energy today.
Facts.
I'm
All right, guys.
not.
We appreciate you. We'll see you guys Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks for coming in and checking us out. Definitely. Hey, guys, link is going to be in our bios. I'm updating it all tonight. So you guys can go check out any one of our pages. You can get Wake Up Sports